is 6:15 now, and happy Sunday morning. A little bit of patchy fog out there, but overall it's going to be an okay day.
Taking a live look outside right now on this Easter Sunday. A lot of folks keeping the eye on the weather today because of family plans and also opening day tomorrow. But first, of course, we're talking about Easter right now as we check the Storm Team forecast with the hoppin' Jesse Redka. I like that. I was trying to come up with the word for the eared.
Yeah, right. Well, you've got your pink on. I forgot to wear my pastels, so I figured I'd get my little bunny ears out.
Like them. I like them. Were you hiding Easter baskets around the TV station for the crew this morning?
No, I didn't. I should start looking for.
Stop looking, guys. There's none to find.
Sorry. Maybe the Easter bunny made a little visit.
Yeah, pretty good weather today, right?
Yeah, not as good as yesterday. Yesterday we had 57. Not bad. Of course, then that cold front came through, gave us a little sprinkle activity, but today we're just looking at a little bit colder temperatures. We've got yet another cold front on the way. You can see that on satellite radar combination starting to push into portions of western Wisconsin now. That's going to drop our temperatures, not do a whole lot as far as precip goes for today. May see a stray sprinkle after this foggy start, though. Most of us just looking at breezy conditions, not quite as sunny as and nice as yesterday, but overall 50 degrees. I'll call it not bad for Easter.
I'm sorry, Jess. It looks like that Easter bunny is going to eat Milwaukee.
Giant Easter bunny. It's like the Great Pumpkin from Charlie Brown, except it's the Great Easter Bunny.
I don't know if I want that bunny coming to my house. Welcome back, everybody. After surviving a scare in its opening game of the tournament, Marquette will take the floor at Rupp Arena in a little over an hour against sixth-seeded Butler. Remember their first meeting way back in November, the Maui Invitational? Yeah, the Bulldogs beat the Golden Eagles 72-71 on this desperation heave by Rodney Clark. More than 3 months removed from that game, still fresh in the minds of both programs.
Yeah, that's definitely my least favorite commercial throughout the year because it always brings you back to that moment where that shot went in. But they played a great game. Looking back on the tape, that was a really good game, and looking forward to the game tomorrow.
I told Buzz at our coaches meeting 2 days ago that I learned as much about Marquette and Maui as I did about Butler. You know, to lose on a shot that should have never gone in and to respond with 2 blowout victories on back-to-back days is a remarkable achievement. Nobody knows, nobody understands unless you've been in a locker room how hard that is to reconvene, go back out and compete, and do what they did.
Marquette Butler, one of 8 games on the tournament schedule today. A pair of games have gone final. 4th-seeded Michigan breezed into the Sweet 16 with a 78-53 win over 5-seed VCU. Big Ten Player of the Year Trey Burke on point all day long, down the lane to Mitch McGary for the flush. 2 minutes later, Nick Stauskas on one end, Glenn Robinson the third on the other. And then it's Tim Hardaway Jr. on the run with the exclamation point. Wolverines cruise to the next round. Also in the Big Ten today, Michigan State, the 3-seed in the Midwest, handled 6-seeded Memphis 70-48. A little testy in the huddle during a timeout. Derek Nix maybe not happy with the pregame meal. No issues for the Spartans on the court, however. Freshman guard Gary Harris led the way with 23. Here he knocks down a 3. How about 3 more from Harris? There we go, bango. Michigan State became the second team to advance to the Sweet 16. The Wisconsin Badgers season came to an end yesterday in Kansas City, an ugly 57-46 loss to Ole Miss. Badgers picked a bad time to have their worst shooting day of the season, connecting on just 25% of their shots. For seniors Ryan Evans, Jared Berggren, and Mike Bruzewicz, their final game as Badgers.
And I thought if we could take care of the ball in the second half and even shoot the same percentage that we did in the first half, we'd have been fine. Because then we're not fouling at the end and doing those types of things when you're trying to play from behind. We're not built to play from behind. We've only had maybe 2 games all year where we came from behind in the last 3-4 minutes.
Hey, here's a good idea. How about playing a World Cup qualifier in Colorado in March? High altitude, heavy snow, awesome. Snow covered the field last night as the United States beat Costa Rica 1-0 on this Clint Dempsey goal. And not a shock, the Costa Rican players had a bit more difficulty dealing with the conditions. They filed a protest on the game. Some had problems seeing the American players altogether. Their coach not happy, calling it an embarrassment. That's a look at sports. We'll be right back after this.
is the Ride for the Arts to benefit the United Performing Arts Fund. Right now, I'm joined by Deanna Tillish, President and CEO of UPAF, and Chris Cagle from Wheel and Sprocket. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
And Chris, once again this year, you've brought in a bike to help us get tuned up, whether we're doing UPAF or just out enjoying the good weather. We'll talk about the ride in just a second, but first of all, a lot of us are just now pulling out our bikes after being in hibernation for the winter. Walk us through a quick checklist of what we need to do.
Well, one thing you want to do is just make sure that your bike is ready to go. And so usually what will happen is every winter you'll lose some air in your tires. So pull out the pump and get yourself pumped up, okay?
Now, is there a good way to check just with your hands and your fingers to make sure the tire is full enough?
Absolutely. If you take your thumb and push down on it,
okay,
it should feel like the garden hose that's under full pressure.
Okay.
Okay?
There you
and
go.
if there's any give at all on it all, chances
More
are
air.
you need more.
Okay. You brought in some safety stuff. Jess is
Safe.
wearing a green jacket,
Following this guy.
which is a good idea.
Reflective, right?
That's right.
Or somewhere on there?
Oh, yes, yes.
And I'd say is that when I'm driving, one of the biggest pet peeves I have is when someone is riding their bike at dusk or even at dark and you can't see them.
Yes.
And so what's your recommendation?
Well, number one, it is the law that it's required to have lights at night. As a matter of fact, a lot of times in a day like today when it's cloudy, I'll have my lights running all day long. And being visible is really one of the keys.
And talking quickly about the helmet, this has been a real culture change because even when I was growing up, it was uncool to wear a bike helmet. And now it's uncool to ride without a helmet.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And the new helmets are so lightweight that when they did the test, it's cooler to wear this in terms of temperature than a baseball hat.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Because of the ventilation.
And
Yeah,
they've
you can
started
see.
to make a lot more cool, kid-friendly ones, too. You can get your favorite kind of animated character on those as well.
Absolutely.
All right, Deanna, let's talk about the ride.
Sure.
This has become so popular. For the third year in a row, people for the UPAF ride are able to ride over the Hone Bridge.
That has been a huge draw for a lot of our riders. We've seen an increase in the number of individuals signing up for the 25 mile because you can go over the Hone Bridge with the 25, the 50, and the 75. But if you're not wanting to go over the Hone Bridge, a little bit apprehensive, you can do a 25 that doesn't go over the Hone Bridge.
It's higher than it looks when you're on in your car. Once you're on that bike up there, you are
Absolutely.
really up there.
Absolutely.
And you can feel the wind, certainly.
And yes, but it is guaranteed June 2nd is going to be a beautiful day. We can guarantee that.
Jesse,
least we're
guaranteeing
trying.
it?
I'm not going to quite go there yet, but yeah, it's going to be beautiful with all the people out there.
Right. We'll
supporting
have
the
about
cause.
7,000 people out there. This ride has been around since 1981. This is the 23rd year that Miller Coors has been the sponsor, so we're very appreciative of their support. But we're still in need of volunteers, so if someone would like to volunteer, and you can sign up even on the day of the ride to be able to participate.
Can you do the kid buggy, too, at the back?
Absolutely. We have, the youngest is about 18 months old on the back, and we actually have a gentleman who's done it every year, and he is 94.
Wow.
And he does the 25 mile.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. A big thumbs up to any parent who attempts to pull a child on a trailer over the Hone Bridge. Deanna, Chris, thank you so much for being here this morning. UPAF
Thank
Ride
you.
for the Arts, very important for our local arts community. If you'd like more information, log on to our website, tmj4.com, and click on links.